Alright, we have a replay from myself and John FB. Wood Elves versus Kislev. And there was a bit of silliness afoot. Just a bit. This build is 99% serious from me. I had an awkward 1400 gold left over. We were streaming, so I did a Forest Dragon for the stream. Dragons aren't that bad versus Kislev. The main point is just Kislev has a lot of hybrid infantry, so having a big flying target is usually bad. But the breath attacks could be okay. I don't think the dragon's the worst thing in the world. I did say I would rather cut him and get a great Stag Knight. Find 100 gold to do that somewhere in my build, but otherwise this is actually a pretty serious Wood Elf build. Pausing it because this shit's gonna kick off real fast. Small map. We have 4 Glade Riders with spears, 1 Forest Dragon up in the sky. This is the part that people would think is a meme, but I'm actually dead serious. Blade Singers, 2 of them, because they have insane armor-piercing damage values, 12 bonus versus infantry, plus 48 melee attack. That'll be really good versus Zargard or Armored Kossars. It was just a good way to get through the front line nice and fast. Then we have 5 Dryads, triple Glade Guard, all with Starfire Shafts. Not for the fire damage as much as the armor-piercing, though the fire damage is useful if there is a Bear Blob of healing. Drycha for Pit of Shades, Enfeebling Foe, and Rouse to Wrath, the Dryad stuff. Okay, that's the Wood Elf build. For the Kislev build, we do have a front line of 3 Zargard mixed with 2 Armored Kossars. Then we have a bunch of Kossars with spears in the back, more Armored Kossars, another Zargard, 2 Streltsy, 1 Winged Lancer, and an Ice Witch of Tempest with Blizzard, her Leopard Summon, and Hailstorm. Frontline fight should go to Kislev, probably until the Blade Singers get in there, but the Dryads are going to lose to the Zargard quite badly. Drycha just wants to get into the cover. She wants to get into melee combat for sure, but she also doesn't want to be out in the open. As you saw, some pistols ripped shots at her, and she didn't like that. Blade Singers dive straight into fighting these Zargard, and they are going to kick the shit out of those guys, though there is Archer Support coming in, so we'll have to be quick about that. I do have to sacrifice some Glade Riders. Just sprint them into melee combat with those archers, stop them from really doing too much damage as more Blade Singers opt into the fight with Zargard. Nice stuff. Blade Guard, Starfire Shafts opting into fighting. And you can see the damage we're already doing from our Blitz. Doing nice stuff. Malevolent Dryad Summon again, just trying to muck up these archers so they don't shoot my Blade Singers. Trying to keep my Forest Dragon safe until a lot of the ranged assets are committed. Wing Lancers fighting Glade Riders and Dryads in the back. I think they should maybe be able to take them out. Maybe, possibly. Snow Leopard Summon already thrown on the field. Big breath attack onto the square formation. Streltsy really trying to take them out for that Forest Dragon. Then he's going to run away because he's getting shot at, and I just don't want to take that damage. Nice Hailstorm cast onto the backfield. You can see that the Blade Singers kick Zargard's ass, dude. Look at them go. Now they're taking a lot of damage from all these ranged assets. Whoops, rip, rest in peace. But otherwise, wherever the Blade Singers go, victory follows. Glade Riders falling back to the trees. We'll have to get another charge in soon, and that is what we are doing. Forest Dragon even opting into the fight here. We're just trying to stop them from shooting our Blade Singers, which they've been doing, and it's making me mad and very sad. I don't like what they're doing to my Blade Singers at all. Drycha is fighting a Snow Leopard. Now she just wants to mostly ignore that's happening. She doesn't really want any of that juice because the Snow Leopard will go away in like 3 seconds, and then any damage she puts into it after that point is worthless. So, 30 seconds more, whatever. Still, the main point. Without a lot of cavalry, without a lot of things that can stop me, the Forest Dragon is going to continue to chase the Ice Witch of Tempest around, try to get her into melee, because he can push his way through infinite infantry. My Blade Singers did win the melee combat, but then they got hit by a giant blizzard, and now they are all dead, and that made me extremely sad. Starfire Shafts are back and firing, but Zargard are starting to push through the front line now and get back towards my archers, so we'll have to do a bit of kiting back, which is unfortunate. Forest Dragon got a little bit of damage on the lady, but now he's getting pistol shot. There are some Streltsy, there are some archers. My Forest Dragon is quickly going to turn into a pincushion, so he needs to get out of there. More Blade Singers pushing up and dealing with Armored Kossars, though a Hailstorm is going to hit them. Look at the poor pincushion, boy. They're shooting him. Look at the poor Blade Singers getting hit by falling ice rocks. This sucks. In the back, the last of my Glade Riders are getting chased down by Winged Lancers, and I can't really deal with them, so more Glade Riders dive in and do nothing to them. Meanwhile, the Forest Dragon went from full health to almost dead, and he opts out of there. Starfire Shafts are thankfully much faster than Zargards. We are able to kite back. More Zargard are going to hit Drycha. Blade Singers trying to opt into the fight. Forest Dragons are already routing. And these Glade Riders are just going to hold back the Wing Lancers like, go, brothers, do what you can in our absence. These other Glade Riders are just kind of trying to knock out some Zargard, but I think soon they'll abandon that task. Blade Singers got shot a lot. Now they are going to die. Dryads got shot a lot. Now they're going to get hit by falling stones. And these Zargard are not having the best day. Balance power is about dead even. We have no secret Glade Riders up in these trees. We have nothing. Trying to finish off these 4 Zargard. Can't seem to do it, so I give my Glade Riders new orders. We're going to try and flank that Winged Lancer, see what we can do over there. Though Glade Riders are light cav, they don't have a lot of armor piercing or anything, so those Winged Lancers are actually proving rather difficult to deal with. Zargard continuing to get kited out, continuing to die. Buyer Blood wears off, bringing them down to 184 HP, and they clearly break at that point. Meanwhile, other Glade Guard are going to shoot these unprotected backs of the Zargard. Silver Shields don't apply to your butt. We are getting side shot by some Armored Kossars. The last of the Blade Singers. The Ride of the Valkyries is coming in. Also, by the way, sneaky thing I didn't want to miss is my dragon. I landed him and he's walking through the forest. He's walking through the forest because I didn't want him to get shot. I was like, whoa, I'm so sneaky. Anyway. Blade Singers charge in. They get shot in the face by pistols. Another Hailstorm hits my Glade Guard in the back, and the Blade Singers are back in. They will fight to the very death against these Armored Kossars. The Blade Singers are a pretty sweet unit when they don't just get instantly deleted. Force Dragon's not going to go attack those Streltsy. I decided it was too risky. Blade Singers are gone as Archer support dealt with them. More Dryads in the back trying to hold things down. Drycha's running around. And Drycha, a little known fact, like, not a little known fact, it's just been forgotten since her DLC. She does have Fanatical Resolve, so the more damage she gets, the more buff she gives out. So right now she's giving anybody that gets near her 15 melee attack. Glade Riders fighting Winged Lancers. These Winged Lancers have killed so many Glade Riders, and it's the only thing we have to deal with them. I even throw an Enfeebling Foe onto these Winged Lancers to try and shut them down. A rear charge for more Glade Riders are getting stuck on like 1 or 2 Winged Lancers models, but we can't take them out. Another Hailstorm from Kislev does as much friendly fire damage as damage on the Dryads, but I guess the Armored Kossars are just down for it. Meanwhile, the backfield, Starfire Shafts peeled themselves off those 2 Zargard units we saw earlier. And these Glade Guard are now firing into Armored Kossars, popped their Kislevite passive. I think pretty soon we'll go with the Kossars of Spears. Though, judging by their formation and judging by Drycha sprinting over here, I think I'm saving up a Pit of Shades for those guys. Force Dragon is in the distance. I'm starting to bring him back now, as maybe some of these archers aren't as dangerous anymore. And yeah, Drycha is beelining for a Pit of Shades on those guys. For sure. Glade Guard, Starfire Shafts, they're almost out of ammunition, so I just let them tank the shots from those Kossars of Spears. Did my best to protect the 2 Glade Guard that actually have ammunition. Force Dragon is back. Force Dragon's throwing down a breath attack. That's what I must have been going for, not the Pit of Shades. The Force Dragon does land onto the Armored Kossars next to him. These guys were shooting pistols straight up at him, and the Streltsy were shooting. I couldn't escape. I couldn't really dodge that much, so I just dove into melee combat to keep his leadership up and get something out of him before he was going to die anyway. Wood Elves are down to just... Yep, Force Dragon's gone. Wood Elves are down to just Drycha and these 3 archers. The last of their shots, they are going to fire at the Winged Lancers because they just do not want to get run down by that heavy cavalry. Not at all. Big volley onto them, cuts their Kislevite passive. At this point, the Winged Lancers should probably just YOLO into the lines while they're unbreakable, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Drycha is distracting the Kossars of Spears as they now get shot in the back by those Starfire Shafts. 7 volleys, 4 volleys, and 1 volley left on them, respectively. Force Dragon is routing off negative 19 leadership, so are these Dryads. I don't think either of them will be coming back. Another Hailstorm is going to try and hit these archers who are attempting to dodge. These other archers are going to dodge out of the way, and in the end, it ended up not being that bad of a cast for me. Drycha opts into a fight with some Armored Kossars. Mostly, she just wants to be surrounded in Kislevite people. She does not want to be vulnerable to these Streltsy. And there's the Pit of Shades we were talking about. Big Pit of Shades onto these last Armored Kossars, the last real melee combatants. Because we have some wounded Armored Kossars. That one is now entirely dead. Those are just basic Kossars of Spears. So we have these Streltsy to worry about, who are unshielded. They have heavy armor, but they're unshielded, so that'll help with these guys. And this lady still had a blizzard. I wasn't expecting that. I've been dodging hailstorms for so long. When a blizzard came out, I was like, Jesus Christ, doing a ton of damage to my last 2 healthy archers. 1 volley left, 4 volleys left, respectively. And these archers are over here in melee combat already. Streltsy are trying to tee off onto poor Drycha, who's doing her best to dodge, duck, dive, dip, and dodge away. Force Dragon is almost off the map. He's still not positive leadership, so I don't think he's coming back at this point. Streltsy are poking down poor little Drycha. More Kislevites are routing. And the Ice Witch plus her Armored Kossars are just trying to come into the fight, just trying to get in range with their little pistols. My archers, I tell them to aim and shoot at those Streltsy to save Drycha, and Drycha will save them from the pistols if they save her from the long guns of those Streltsy. Nice little juke by Drycha, just trying to stay ahead of those pistols. But yeah, Streltsy are hanging on. Glade Guard are firing. Another Pit of Shades out onto these Armored Kossars. I just need to get rid of them, and we didn't, you know. My Starfire Shafts are busy with those Streltsy. Big Pit of Shades, trying to take them out. Nice and low. Leadership actually sinks. They don't have their Kislevite passives. They are gone. The last Kossars of Spears are over there. One of my archers has run out of ammunition. The other one has 1 volley left, firing to those Kossars. Lassie's Glade Guard going to charge in 21-28 melee stats, and they're not even near Drycha, who is still tier 2 Fanatical Resolve. Tier 3 kicks in win. Plus 20 melee attack. Plus 20% base weapon damage if her hit points are less than a quarter. Got it. Archers are all officially out of ammunition. Balance power is against the Wood Elves. But Drycha is a fearsome foe at this point. Even with just Fanatical Resolve 2, she's at 85 melee attack. These Kossar archers firing the last of their volleys into the Wood Elves. And now they need to whip out their spears and fight. Glade Guard, 36 melee attack when they're near Drycha. And for Kislev, we are down to just the Ice Witch as units that are actually still here. Drycha's rallying with her archers, chasing off these Kossars with spears. A little bit of Benny healing as the Streltsy do come back. 1 leadership on them. -8 all of a sudden. -7 once more. And they will rout yet again. With nothing left on the field to attack, Kislev brings in the Ice Witch. Just tries to fight, but it is a mismatch. 38-40 for melee stats versus Drycha's 85-40. You can see that the balance of power with every single hit, the balance of power just swings wildly into the Willow's favor, and Drycha is going to kick the shit out of that Ice Caster. Finish her off, and that is the end of Kislev. Drycha herself, 1900 value. Forest Dragon, 900s. Not terrible for that thing. Blade Singers, unfortunately, did not pay for themselves. They are 1200, but I thought they were critical in the build. Glade Darter Starfire Shafts were huge. Glade Riders were very annoying for Kislev to deal with, and they bought the Archers a lot of time. And Dryads were a sticky frontline combatant, as per usual. To the side of John FB is Caster Lord, 1600 value. Very nice for her. Armored Kossars did quite well. Zargard did less well. They're better melee combatants, but they're also easier targets to focus on. Some of them had to fight Blade Singers, so they also didn't get a lot of stuff out. And the pistols of the Armored Kossars can be useful in the late game. Streltsy did okay. Winged Lancers did fantastically, and Kossar Spears did mixed, but overall quite nicely. GG. Roar! Subscribe, yes, yes.